Hi, I'm Tom Moore from the Bartitsu Lab, and in this particular video, in these lovely new 1920s gloves, I'm going to show you two types of punch which I really like. So the first of which we're going to show you the iconic Suzie Q of Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano is a short heavyweight, a stocky heavyweight, short arms, short legs, not particularly heavy, but a massive KO percentage. So Rocky Marciano can absolutely do the business on some huge men. And one of his signature techniques is his long overhand reaching hook, which he called Suzie Q. So I'm going to talk you through some of the techniques that allow you to set up your own Suzie Q. So the first thing to notice is that Rocky Marciano typically had an extended lead hand. So he fought kind of with a lead hand more projected than today's modern shorter boxers. You see someone like a Mike Tyson, a Joe Frazier, they move in this peekaboo guard. Rocky Marciano, he's got a lead arm that's out a bit more, and he sinks his knees, he's a bit more squat, okay? So he's a bit more squat in his stance, he bends his knees, he tucks his chin down, his shoulders up, so he's got a solid head, things can glance off his head. Doesn't have amazing head work, but he keeps himself a low, hard gravitational unit, and if you're looking to hit hard, I would always advise get low. So if you're going to drop an absolute banger of a shot, it's much easier to do with a lower center of gravity, okay? When you're up high, you can be more lancing, you can be faster, you can have greater footwork, but if you want to drop that big banger, being low is better. Seeing as we study Bartitsu with boxing for self-defense, practicing a little bit lower than we would feel comfortable when sparring is really important, getting a bit low. So, setting up Suzie Q, we've got our we drop our weight down, okay, and we incline our body towards our power hand, okay? So we drop and incline our body. Then we throw the hook and a short, sharp, chopping motion, sinking our back leg. So we drop our body weight and we incline ourselves towards the power hand. Once we've done that, we drive sharply off the back leg and throw almost an overhand hook. So we turn the knuckles down. We've got a good knuckle discipline, hitting with the two big knuckles. So we drop and we fire. And we've got a kind of a looping arc. It's somewhere between an overhand and a hook. We drop and fire. We drop and fire. And again, obviously don't fire every time you drop. Get practice dropping that body weight, keeping that lead arm extended so you keep that range. This is your range finder. Essentially, it's keeping the opponent from rushing in or from distracting you too much with jabs. It's kind of in the middle ground. It's guarding no man's land. I sink my body weight down, bang, I fire Suzie Q over the top. So I'll just give you an example. I get myself in a more crouch, I box up here. For now, we're going to go down here. We dip, we push off the back leg, and we fire Suzie Q over the top. And we bring all of our body, all of our mass into the opponent. We're not just throwing the arm, our whole body is going into this shot. We're leaping into that shot. So, phase one, drop. Phase two, lean towards the power hand. Phase three, push off the rear leg, the power leg, as you arc this overhand, bringing your mass with you. My body's not here, my body is following the punch. So you can see, Suzie Q, bang, comes straight over the top. Boom. And then we can follow through with hooks, uppercuts, grapples if you want to. But dip, lean to the side, push off, and explode with that looping overhand, and then be ready. Works really well following it up with a left hook. So I'll show that. Over here. So again, I've gone bang, then I step off with my right leg here as I throw that left hook. And I can do it tight or I can do it as a fade hook. But the most important thing, lean, fire, bring your body weight with it. Lean, so drop, lean, fire. For a decent Suzie Q. A couple more. Drop, lean, fire. Suzie Q. Give that a go. You can also fire it to the torso. So if you're a slightly taller fighter like I am, you can drop, lean, fire that same arc, but into the solar plexus, into the liver, into the spleen. It's a really good shot. But a lot of it comes from that load and keeping sure that the lead arm gives you some degree of protection and safeguarding against people closing in on you. So drop, lean, spring off the back leg, short, overarching hook slash overhand, and be ready to follow it with the left hook if you need to finish the job. That's Suzie Q from Rocky Marciano. Watch his videos, practice it, make it your own. I really like it. Next one is Kid Galavan's Bolo uppercut. Now Bolo, this isn't a Bolo knife, but you get the idea. It's a Filipino machete, okay? When you move through the jungle, you typically rock it back before you sweep up. Rock it back before you sweep up. Rock it back before you sweep up. So if you're clearing bush, you might make this kind of movement. If you're cutting canes or whatever you're going to do, you've got this kind of roll. Back and up, back and up, back and up. So Kid Galavan's Bolo Punch with either hand essentially is rocking the body weight back, rolling the fist back, and then launching a loose whipping uppercut, which can come anywhere from a straight position here into a shovel hook position here. So rock it back, boom. So the best way I like to do this is with a little lean back. So I like this off my rear hand. I lean back. As I lean back, I fire a long looping Bolo shot. You can do it off the lead hand too, so off a slip. Normally a slip is defensive and then I'm offensive. In this version, I'm leaning back. Whoom. So I've just got out of the way and then I'm going to follow it back in. So get used to the snap. Really good way to practice this is to use a knife. Get used to the knife, get used to a stick. As soon as you've got that roll and whip, give it a go. I like it off a fade. So as soon as I lean back, boom. You can do it as a lean in. So I lean forward and do it. But for me, the Bolo works really well, just being a bit canny on the defense. So let's give a go at Kid Galavan's Bolo uppercut. So we lean back. I'm going to put this left hand here in the space just to make sure you don't follow me in. As I lean back, I'm going to roll my right hand and I'll whip this shot straight up, and it can go to the body and go to the jaw. So lean back, whip it up. So anatomically, as I fade off and I put this as safeguard, I'll roll this and I'll whip it. I want this to come under the field of vision. So if I was to lean back and just fire across, it's coming directly towards the eyes, and the eyes have the opportunity to move the head, the opponent can get the shoulder in. In this one, I want it to come directly underneath, so you don't see it coming. It can hit to the throat, it can hit to the groin. If you're small enough, it can hit anywhere you like. But the important thing is by the time you see it, it's already hit its target because it's rolling and coming under the field of vision. Practice these at different ranges. So up close, I can lean my body and whip it here. Yeah, there's that whipping roll to it. At range, I can do it really quite far. You know, I can whip it almost like a supinated jab or cross. You know, I can really whip it quite some distance. The important thing is you roll the wrist back and you're really fluid with it, and you fire your hip into it. You pop your hip at the last second towards the target. You essentially should fire your hip at the enemy. But for me, the fading one, the fading Bolo, lean back and then whip it up. Long range, sneaky, under the jaw. You don't see it coming because of the looping arc of it. So it seems on the surface like a non-scientific punch, but it can knock you out because you don't see it. It's always the ones you don't see that get you first. So with a Bolo punch, it's that reverse kind of roll and your hip goes with it. If you're cutting with your machete through the brush, it's not just your arm, using your entire body to cut through. Same with the Bolo. Roll it back, whip it up and let it go. Don't try and over control it like a tight modern uppercut, you know. That's quite tight. With a Bolo, you've got to be a bit more relaxed. Just got to whip it through, let it fire, let it fire, let it fire. Where it goes, it goes. Again, it's a really good one if you are firing off the lead hand to follow with an overhand right. So you whip up, hit down. So I'll give that one a go. A whip up and a hit down. So there I'm combining more of a downward chopping blow than a traditional straight right. So I'm not going uppercut straight, I'm boloing up and whipping down. give that a go. Always rock the fist back, practice it fading away, practice it coming in, and make sure you follow it up with something. But that is the Bolo Punch. I really enjoy it. Again, practice it with a stick, a knife, then with your empty hand. It flows really, really well.